Episode 7's trailer feels restrained in a way Landman usually isn't, and that's the first red flag. Instead of chaos, we get tension. Instead of shouting, we get looks. Instead of answers, we get silence, and that silence is doing a lot of work. The trailer makes it very clear that Tommy Norris is standing on the edge of something he can't see anymore. His job, his authority, even his sense of who he is, all feel unstable. What's interesting is that no one directly threatens him in the trailer. No one says, "You're done." No one pulls a trigger or slams a door in his face. Instead, people talk around him. Decisions are made without him. Conversations stop when he walks into the room. That's far worse for someone like Tommy because he's always believed that as long as he's in the room, he still has control. The trailer quietly tells us that this is no longer true. Cammie's presence in the trailer is especially unsettling. She doesn't look angry, she doesn't look guilty, she looks calm. And in Landman, calm usually means someone has already made up their mind. The way she speaks about cleaning things up and moving forward feels less like problem solving and more like preparation. It feels like she's already accepted that someone has to take the fall, and the question is no longer if, but who. Tommy seems to sense this, even if he doesn't fully admit it yet. You can see it in the way he hesitates before answering questions, in the way he listens more than he talks. That's not the Tommy we met in the beginning of the season. That Tommy would have filled every silence with confidence or anger. This one looks tired, cornered, almost reflective. Then there's Galliano, who barely says anything in the trailer, and that's exactly why he's so dangerous here. His silence feels intentional, like a man who knows he doesn't need to push anymore, because the system is already moving in his favor. The trailer frames him as someone who's waiting, not reacting. And when someone like Galliano starts waiting, it usually means the trap is already set. You don't see him negotiate, you don't see him argue, you just see him watching. That alone tells us Episode 7 isn't about deals anymore, it's about consequences. TL's role in the trailer adds another heavy layer. His conversations with Tommy don't sound like advice anymore. They sound like warnings, almost like confessions. There's a sense that TL sees exactly where this road leads because he's already lived it. The fear on Tommy's face isn't just about losing his job. It's about realizing he might be becoming the man he swore he'd never be. And that realization is far more painful than any corporate betrayal. The trailer subtly suggests that Tommy's biggest battle in Episode 7 won't be with Cammie or Galliano, but with himself. With the question of whether he keeps fighting a system that's already decided his fate, or whether he finally steps back and admits that winning might no longer be possible. What makes this trailer so unexpected is that it doesn't promise immediate payoff. It promises pressure. It promises slow damage. It promises an episode where every conversation matters, because everyone is... Rebecca's presence in the Episode 7 trailer feels heavier than ever, and not because she's loud or dramatic, but because she looks trapped by her own decisions. This time, she isn't racing, she isn't arguing, and she isn't trying to prove anything. She looks like someone who already knows the mistake has been made, and now she's just waiting to see how bad the damage will be. The trailer hints that the power she thought she had is starting to feel more like a burden. Every glance, every pause in her speech suggests that she's realizing something very uncomfortable. The room that once listened to her might no longer be on her side. And that's terrifying for someone like Rebecca, whose entire confidence is built on being needed. The problem is, once a company decides you're a liability instead of an asset, no amount of intelligence or confidence can save you. What's even more unsettling is the way her storyline seems to be drifting closer to Tommy's. The trailer teases a moment where she looks to him, not as a colleague, not as a superior, but almost as a last option. That's a big shift. Earlier in the season, Rebecca believed she could handle things on her own, that she could fix problems with sharp thinking and legal maneuvering. Episode 7's trailer suggests that belief is cracking. There's a sense that she's about to ask for help in a way she never has before, and the tragedy is that Tommy might not be in a position to give it. If anything, he's barely holding himself together. That creates a dangerous dynamic where two unstable people might lean on each other at the worst possible time. Angela, on the other hand, looks completely untouched by the tension surrounding everyone else, and that contrast feels intentional. While careers are collapsing and alliances are shifting, she continues to move through life with the same confidence and entitlement she's always had. The trailer doesn't show her worried. It shows her comfortable, almost amused. And that says a lot. Angela has always survived by attaching herself to stability, usually in the form of Tommy's money or status. But Episode 7's trailer raises an uncomfortable question. What happens to Angela if that stability disappears? The irony is that she doesn't seem to be asking that question at all. Instead, she's still living in the moment, still spending, still assuming things will work out the way they always have. That kind of denial can only last so long, and when it breaks, it tends to break violently. Cooper and Ariana's storyline, briefly hinted at in the trailer, feels like calm before a storm. Their scenes are quieter, softer, almost gentle compared to the corporate tension elsewhere. But that softness feels fragile. The trailer suggests that Cooper is stepping further into adult responsibilities without fully understanding the weight of them. His determination to build a life with Ariana is genuine, but Episode 7 seems ready to test whether love alone is enough when reality starts pressing in. There's a subtle sense that Cooper might soon be forced to choose between loyalty to his family and loyalty to the future he wants to build. And knowing Landman, that choice won't be clean or fair. What ties all of this together is the feeling that Episode 7 is less about action and more about positioning. Everyone is moving into place. Lines are being drawn quietly. Trust is thinning. And the trailer makes it clear that by the end of this episode, people will no longer be able to pretend they're on the same side. The danger isn't coming from a single explosive moment. It's coming from a series of small, irreversible choices. And once those choices are made, there's no going back. One of the most unsettling things about the Episode 7 trailer is how strongly it leans into the idea of inevitability. Nothing feels sudden anymore. Nothing feels accidental. The tone suggests that whatever is about to happen has been building quietly for a long time, and now the characters are simply running out of space to avoid it. Tommy, especially, looks like a man who finally understands that effort alone won't save him. For the first time this season, he doesn't look angry at the system. He looks disappointed in it, and that shift matters. Anger gives you energy. Disappointment drains it. The trailer frames Tommy as someone who's still standing, still showing up, but no longer convinced that showing up actually changes anything. His interactions with TL seem to underline that realization. TL doesn't lecture in the trailer. He observes. He watches Tommy struggle to hold on to authority that's slipping through his fingers. And there's something painfully familiar in the way TL looks at him, like he's seeing his own past replayed. The trailer hints that TL may finally say the things he avoided for years, not as advice, but as truth. The kind of truth that doesn't help you fix the problem, only understand it. And sometimes, understanding comes too late. The tension between them doesn't feel explosive. It feels resigned, like two men standing in the same place, realizing they took different paths but ended up in the same emotional position anyway. Galliano's shadow continues to loom large, even when he's barely present. The trailer suggests that his influence is now structural, not personal. He doesn't need to pressure anyone directly. The systems are already bending in his favor. Meetings feel shorter. Decisions feel final. There's a sense that the rules have quietly changed, and only a few people know it. Tommy senses this shift, but sensing it doesn't give him leverage. It only makes him aware of how powerless he's becoming. That awareness is brutal, especially for someone who's spent his entire career solving problems by force of will. Rebecca's role in this inevitability becomes clearer in the trailer. She looks like someone standing at the edge of a decision she can't undo. There's no confidence in her body language anymore, only calculation and fear. The trailer strongly implies that whatever choice she makes in Episode 7 won't just affect her career, but will ripple outward and hurt people who trusted her. That kind of pressure doesn't create heroes. It creates mistakes. And Landman has never been kind to characters who believe they can outthink consequences at the last second. Even the quieter characters seem affected by this growing sense of doom. Conversations feel heavier. Pauses feel longer. The trailer uses silence as a weapon, forcing us to sit with the discomfort that no one is saying what actually needs to be said. Everyone is avoiding the obvious truth, that the structure holding them together is already cracked. They're not fighting to save it anymore. They're fighting to survive the collapse in the best position possible. What makes Section 3 of this build-up so effective is that it removes the illusion of surprise. The trailer isn't asking us to wonder if things will go wrong. It's asking us to watch how they go wrong, step by step. Episode 7 feels like the moment where denial finally expires, where characters stop pretending that loyalty, effort, or intelligence will protect them. And once that illusion is gone, all that's left is fear, self-preservation, and regret.